Okay. Okay, now you can be spontaneous.
Okay, well, I'm Timothy Lim with Chameleon Markers. Normally in my everyday job, I am an artist for We Love Fine, so I do a lot of merchandising work for Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Hasbro, do a lot of comic conventions. I'm here today to demonstrate Chameleon Markers. What sets them apart from other markers, they are alcohol-based, which is standard, but what makes them unique is this mixing chamber. So with this mixing chamber, with one marker color, someone's interrupted me. With this one mixing chamber and with this one pen, I can get a full grade of color with just a few seconds of work. I take the mixing chamber, which has a toner in it, and what I can do is with this brush nib, I can put it in there, and if you wait for a few seconds, I can load some of that toner into there. Gravity just takes it and pulls it down. It's not done right there.
Now, is that mixing chamber sold separately? Does it come with the pen?
It comes with it. So
every pen has a mixing chamber?
Yes, every pen comes with a mixing chamber.
Okay.
So I can take that out, and what I can do is, if you look right here, we're going to take this Ninja Turtle, and just starting right here, let's say I just want to color the nose. As I go along, you can actually see sort of that color change. Now, if I want it to go longer, what I can do is I can put it in, and let's have it in there for a few seconds more.
So the longer you put it in there, the more
correct. Yes, ma'am.
Fades out or whatever. I don't know what you call it.
And if you hold it up, you can actually see it. It almost looks white.
Oh, look at that.
So here, in this case, if I want to do a longer piece, which is, I think, where the wow effect comes in, it looks like nothing's happening. But what's actually happening is it's a very, very fine layer of color. And as I go, you can actually start to see it pop out. And we'll go over here as well.
Wow.
Go back over it, and you can actually see sort of the change from light to dark. So you actually, depending on how long you leave that mixing chamber in, will determine sort of your overall effect. And just to finish off the design, I'll leave it in sort of like for a medium length of time. And again, as you start, you don't see it as much, but it is there. You can actually start to see it pop up right there.
Look at that. Okay, so can you blend after the fact? After
You can.
It's already on the paper. Do you have like a blender marker available, or how would that work?
Well, we do have one, so there is a colorless blender, kind of what you're familiar with with other pens.
Yeah,
but I think one of the coolest things that we can do is, I've been demonstrating this with the other one similar to it, but you can take another color, let's say olive green, and what I can do with this is I can actually layer this on top of it, and you do achieve sort of a similar effect. So we'll do the same thing, and you can already kind of start to see the toner working its way down. What I like to do for these particular pieces, especially with green, is because I really love olive, and I think olive adds sort of a nice personality to it. I go over it again, and you'll start to see the same effect. And so as you blend it in, you can kind of see it has that kind of nice camo tone to it. So you can do that with every marker, just like any type of alcohol marker. You can mix and match. You can try your best to try and blend a couple of them together.
And does it play nice with all papers? Glossy finish?
Yes,
matte, everything.
There's obviously going to be some papers that are going to work better for it than others. Obviously, as you go to a much rougher texture, the color quality is going to be really good. The color quality is going to be good no matter which type of paper you use. It's just going to be the bleed that's going to make the difference.
Okay.
For these are made of like kind of a cardstock. Over here, you can see this sort of rabbit that I've drawn, which is on your sort of basic sketch paper, and you'll notice that it looks fairly good in terms of the quality of it. If you turn to paper, you can actually see some of the bleed coming through, but that's a natural result of most alcohol-based markers.
And y'all look at his other samples here. Look at that shading.
Put it right there. And you can compare that to something like this. So I have this as an example of, let's say, another standard alcohol marker that doesn't have that on it. You'll notice that with only two colors, with like a blue and a red, you're either given like no color or the color itself, so you don't get that grading effect. Whereas you compare that to the piece below, you can actually see it work down from sort of a no color, and the opacity changes as you go from sort of a pink to a red, working your way down.
Now, how much do these pens retail for typically?
That's a very good question. I'm going to forward that to Michael over here. He'll be
Michael,
more than
hi.
happy to-
You're live on Periscope. Okay, I hope you're okay with that.
Delighted. Well, the $5.99 for a single pen,
$5.99 for a single pen.
pen.
That's not bad for an art marker.
and it's refillable. And,
A refillable is
readable.
awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. And then we have our packs of 5. I'll get one. We have 10 different packs of 5.
Okay.
And these are $26.95.
Okay.
For the 5, so it's a little cheaper to buy the 5, and there's some spare nibs in there as well. And they're
Okay.
set up in different colour combinations.
Color family things.
And then our best seller, by far,
We're going to see the bestseller.
is all of our original colours, which is 20, in one kit, and you get an extra detail pen and a blender pen, and extra nibs, of course, and this retails at $100.
And
This
that's for 20 pens and then
Yeah,
the 2.
plus the 2.
Y'all, that's not bad. That is
And-
not bad for a good art marker.
It's a fantastic art marker. The nibs are superb, Japanese nibs, and it
Yeah.
took them years to perfect the nibs to make the system work. So-
Right.
And very shortly we will be coming out, because we brought out another 30 colours this year in packs of 5, and we have a beautiful 52-piece kit coming up.
Y'all check this. Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's all of your colours, and that has a carry strap on it as well, so it goes over your shoulder.
Very
You
cool.
can see that in there. That's every marker you will ever need.
For your whole life.
That's
right.
right.
There. Okay.
Exactly.
Which brings me to my next question.
Okay.
How long are these going to last?
Well, because you can refill them and you can put new nibs in them, how indefinitely is the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can buy spare inks if you need to top them up. We have all of the different inks and the colourless blender. We even have our own little tweezers, and in the inside of the kit, because I'm quite proud of the kit, so you have enough to, if I can open this up. We got one open, Nick.
We don't have one open yet.
We don't have one
I'll
open.
open that one for you.
Well, thank you so much. My fingernails have been trimmed to the
Okay.
point where they can't
That's
open that
okay.
anymore.
Y'all just keep talking because you know we're fascinated with your accent. It doesn't matter what you say.
Oh, really?
Just keep talking.
Don't encourage me, whatever you do. So inside you have a little bit of material to sop up any little spills. You've got a syringe
Oh, look at that.
with a needle, and the needle is it's not a sharp, so
Not gonna hurt
you're not going to
yourself.
hurt yourself with it. And the little ink comes like that in a nice little bottle.
Oh, look at that.
There we are, and that's enough to refill the pens. Is 25 milligrams in there. You can refill the pens probably around 15, 20 times with that, because you won't let them drain completely dry
Right.
or top them up. You don't.
Right.
So
great.
that's it.
Awesome.
Spare nibs, and there's our little tweezers. The reason we have our own tweezers is because when you're refilling the upper chamber, which I'll show you, you need to get right down inside of this little guy here to take out this nib if you want to change it or to refill it.
I
So
see.
we have these extended tweezers that go down, and they're
Okay, they
they're
do the
perfect
job
for
just
job.
right.
They were
Okay.
made for the job.
Made for the job.
Yep.
Awesome.
And that's the story, I guess.
These are fascinating. Thank you so much
You're
for
very
taking the
welcome.
time to explain everything and answer our questions and show us and just, and to keep talking in that wonderful
It's
accent.
been my pleasure.
It just tickles me.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. That's it for now. The end. How do I make it stop?